Hello, and welcome to the video. My name is Ade. This is my channel, The Veteran Arcade Soldier. And mostly on this channel, I've been playing video games, but my other passion is football. I'm a long-standing supporter of Liverpool FC. As you can see, wearing the crest. And I've been a Liverpool fan for well over 40 years, so I've kind of seen it all. I kind of started off as a little kid anyway. You know, Liverpool was the biggest and best team in the country during the 80s. Members of my family supported, my older brother supported Liverpool, my mum supported Liverpool. It was kind of like a family thing. Obviously, you can tell by my accent I'm from Liverpool, obviously not. But, you know, I'm London born and bred from Hackney. Kind of lived in the middle of Arsenal and Tottenham, actually. And when Arsenal played at Highbury, I could hear the cheers from my house. That's how close it was. But, you know, as an 80s kid, I wasn't into Arsenal, wasn't into Tottenham. It was Liverpool all the way for me. And so I've seen all the highs, seen the lows, and had to wait for that 30 years to get that glorious first championship. 30 years, like I said. Now, the premise for this video is that what I wanted to talk about was something that I feel has kind of probably gone a little bit under the radar because of the way we kind of consume our football content these days. Now, obviously, the biggest topic regarding Liverpool at the moment is us qualifying for the Champions League, and obviously Arne Slot, his future as manager of the club. Now, if you went by the average rhetoric that's put out online, you'd believe that most fans are desperate for a change and whatnot. Now, me personally, I'll talk about my opinions on Slot, but I am desperate for a change. I don't want him as manager next season. I'm done with the Arne Slot tenure. But what I'm kind of getting at with the point of this video is that I believe that we're kind of just because of the way that we consume our football these days. Now, Liverpool is obviously a global football club. One of the biggest supported clubs in the world, millions and millions of fans worldwide. But if you think about it, the average fan, like I'm an armchair fan. I have been to Liverpool before. I've been to Anfield many times. Probably been to Anfield about 5-6 times in my life. Seen some great matches, seen some awful matches. But a lot of people aren't lucky enough to get to Anfield. And especially in these days, the way football, how expensive football is and the cost of it, of just getting to matches is absolutely extortionate. So the majority of Liverpool fans are in the 99%. The 1% live in Liverpool, grow up in Liverpool, and are fortunate to go there and live in the city and feel like they know what's going on with the club, kind of more per se than us. You know, the feel on the streets. Now, what I'm getting at is that because we are the 99% or the 99.9% Liverpool fans, and we're not as attached to the club per se as someone who lives in a city. But obviously we still love the club just as much. But what you would probably feel by the stuff that we see online and like I said, the way we consume our content is that most fans want Arne Slot out. Now, I kind of have fallen into that trap thinking, surely most people want this guy gone. Now, I wanted to offer a different perspective. Now, I'm someone that, like I said, I come from London. I don't live in London anymore. I'm just on the outskirts now, like in a small town just outside. So I was going so I want to give you an example of 3 interactions I had just this last week prior to the Derby win, by the way. So it wasn't like a lot of these reactions I'm about to mention are coming off the back of the jubilance of beating, like, you know, the Toffees in the Derby. So anyway, I'm crossing the road and, waiting for the lights. And I see this car pull up and I'm crossing and I look in the front, young guy driving, and, I see the Liverpool scarf. So I'm walking in front of him. I was wearing this exact tracksuit. And I've kind of like, given him the pump up, and I pointed to the badge. I go, come on. Obviously, just to show that I'm a Liverpool fan as well. He's given me the thumbs up and he's kind of stuck at the light. So I said, what's happening, bro? What are you saying? Are you slot in or slot out? And he kind of looked at me like crestfallen, like I'd said, mate, give me your... It's like he looked at me like I've said, oh, mate, give us your missus's number. Like, because I'm about that life or something. And he's kind of looked at me all crestfallen and he's kind of looked... Oh. He goes, no, we got to stick with him. We've got to stick with him, like give him another chance. You know, and I'm like, seriously, you really feel that way? Now, obviously we're at the light, so it was just a quick interaction. He goes, yeah, you know, he won us the title last season. I was like, yeah, I hear that, but I goes, what? Yeah, but you know, the 9 in 12 defeats and all this sort of stuff. And it was a quick back and forth. He goes, no, we got to keep the faith, man. And he just gave me a thumbs. He goes, come on, you never walk alone. And then like he drove off, and I kind of walked off, and I was like, you know, fair play. But I thought it was kind of a bit of a one-off. So I'm like, okay, cool. A couple of days have passed. So this is all within a certain amount of time. I'm down the road. Another car kind of goes past. But this one didn't really stop. I've kind of like just gone, like I've seen, because another car, he's got like, I can see him wearing his Liverpool shirt. And I was like, get in there, son. And I think I was wearing my Liverpool shirt, my red shirt as well. So he's seen me and he's beeped the horn. And as he's going past, I've gone, slot in, slot out. He's gone, nah, mate, slot in. We got to keep the faith, slot in. And then he's driven off. And I'm like, okay, so random interactions, that's 2 for 2. So I'm like, okay, Because is it just me? Is it just like all this bombardment that we see online where, you know, the hatred for Slot is kind of growing and growing, and the dissatisfaction because we all want to be associated with our club winning, and we're kind of cheesed off with the way the season's gone. Anyway, I bring to my last interaction. So this was just on the day before the derby. I'm walking down a side street I haven't really been down in this area that I live in now. I walk past the house, guy's in the garden, but he's got a massive Liverpool flag in his garden. So I'm like, oh, this guy, what a hero. And I wasn't wearing any Liverpool paraphernalia or anything like that. And I said, what's happening, mate? You all right? And he goes, yeah. He's looking at me like suspicious, like, what do you want? And I go, oh, mate, I just saw the flag. Look, I'm a fellow Red as well. You know, I just want to say I love it. I love the fact that you got the flag outside your house supporting the club. And he's like, yeah, no worries. We had a little chat. And we actually spent a bit of time talking. And I said, look, what it boils down to is, where are you with the manager? Are you slot in or slot out? He said to me, no, I'm slot in. Like, you know, like he's won us the title and all that. And I was giving all the back and forth about, well, you know, what about the, you know, the aftermath of Jurgen Klopp, the fact that a lot of these players are still his, the fact that our fitness levels were crazy insane. And obviously Slot did his bit, but is it not more of the fact that it's the ghost of Jurgen Klopp that got us that title, more so than what Arne Slot did? And he's like, no, you know, look, he goes, however you want to chop it up, he was saying to me, at the end of the day, he won us the league. And like, obviously we've had a bad time this season. It's been basically a very poor season, but we need to stick with the manager. So I'm like, okay. I left him be. Obviously I've gotten on with my day, but it just got me thinking, that's 3 people in a row, just 3 random strangers, 3 random interactions I've had. And obviously it could be the next 3 I have could just be, they could all say slot out. But it kind of seems to follow a pattern where most people, we're so loyal to our clubs and therefore so loyal to our managers, loyal to our players. And a lot of people are, well, obviously still supportive of the manager. So I'm just like, I was quite blown away because I thought I thought it might be 50-50. I thought it might be, you know, 2 out of 3 or even 3 out of 3 would say slot out. But yeah, it just goes to show that maybe it isn't all what we think. Especially, like I said, that we are kind of bombarded in this YouTube world that we kind of, you know, live our football life through, you know, doing follow-alongs and match previews and all this sort of stuff. So, you know, as someone who's new to the YouTube world myself, you know, just what YouTube needs, right? Yet another football stream or someone who talks about football content. But, you know, I am passionate about it and I am into it. So, you know, I'm going to be giving my opinions from now on. So what I would say regarding Slot, myself personally, is that I am definitely slot out. Now, as tension started to grow with the manager in and around, I would say, late September, October, after the, you know, the initial 5 wins and whatnot, and obviously the beginning of this 9 out of 12 defeats. Now, the slot out stuff started to happen, and like the you know, the persistence and the kind of the rumour mongering and whatnot, and the scaremongering was starting to grow. And I was like, surely now we've got to give this guy a bit of time. You know, he's won us the league. But obviously there always comes a tipping point for everybody. And for me personally, it was a Nottingham Forest game. I watched a game with my son, who's my son's 17. He's a Liverpool fan as well. And, you know, getting battered by Forest and the position they were in at the time as well, which is still roughly where they are now, you know, bottom 3 or in the bottom 4. And just the way they came to Anfield and Elliot Anderson just had up our whole midfield on his own. And it was just like, we looked so weak and pathetic. And, losing the game 3-0 and honestly watching the game, I just thinking, geez, that game should have been a 5-0 game. And sadly, a lot of the patterns continued with our games. Whereas the first 30 minutes of that Forest game, we were actually pretty decent, to be fair. But as soon as we went behind, it's like everything just fell apart. And I just look at it now and I just don't think long term he's the man that can turn it around. And I guess we're gonna see in the long run, because the rumours are he's here to stay for the foreseeable future, and they're probably going to try and back him in the summer. So it is what it is. But I just wanted to offer this kind of perspective and to let you kind of know that if you are kind of like a Liverpool fan that kind of consumes your content mostly in this way, and it isn't as obvious that Slot is going to get replaced, I would say. And that does get me worried for next season. As it stands, I'm not really looking forward to next season. But, after the derby and getting the 3 points and, being 7 points clear of Chelsea as of today, then hopefully we can secure Champions League football. And that's going to mean, an influx of better quality players to help, move the squad on, especially as we're going to lose a lot of good players this summer. Obviously, veterans of our club, Andy Robertson and Mo Salah. So, I'll leave it at that. But it's just like, like I said, my last words on it, which is it's just a take on how Liverpool fans are that aren't necessarily the match-going fans and the normal online fans. So yeah, there you go. So anyway, my name is Ade. Like I said, this is my channel. I'm the veteran arcade soldier. So if you have enjoyed my little chat along about the current state of Arne Slot potentially, then please do drop me a like on this video and do consider subscribing, because I do plan to do some football watch-alongs, mostly regarding Liverpool FC. And if you're into certain video games as well, you can check out the channel and my videos as well, because I've got a lot of content going up. So thank you for viewing, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers and take care.